Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. So today we will be presenting our topic entitled Structural Employment in Malaysia, Causes, Effect and Measures to Reduce Before we begin, let me introduce our group members. I am Siti Nurul Aziza binti Asnain. Together with Theodora Sylvia Clarence and Sheila Ernatika Alexson, we prepared this presentation on structural employment in Malaysia. To begin with, let us first understand what structural employment means. Structural employment occurs when worker skills, knowledge, or qualification do not match the requirement of available jobs. In other words, jobs are available, but employers cannot find suitable candidates because the applicant do not have the skills needed for those positions. This issue is different from the cyclical unemployment because the main problem is not a lack of jobs, but a mismatch between labor market demand and workforce capabilities. Structural employment is considered a macroeconomic issue because it has significant effect on the country's economy. It reduces economic growth, lower labor productivity, and increase government spending on welfare program and employment initiative. Therefore, addressing structural employment is important to ensure sustainable economic growth and improve labor market efficiency. So next, this slide explains how structural employment occurs. It is begun with skill mismatch, where many job seekers do not meet employers' requirement because they lack technical, digital, and practical skills. As a result, structural employment occurs. Even though the job vacancies are available, but many workers remain unemployed because they need retraining or upskilling before they can meet the labor's demands. So this situation leads to lower productivity as the business cannot fill the important position and labor resources are underutilized. So finally, lower productivity contribute to slower the economic growth. The national output or the GDP decreases because while the household income and the consumer spending also decline. So this shows that the structural employment affect not only individuals but also the overall economy. Next, let's look at the current unemployment situation in Malaysia. So although the labor market has improved in recent years, but structural unemployment remains a major challenge because the job vacancy continue increase across the various industries, but yet many employers still struggle to recruit qualified employees. At the same time, many graduate and job seekers are not considered job ready because they lack the practical experience and the industry relevant skills. So this article shows on this slide titled Hiring Slows as Employers Struggle to Find Job Ready Talent Despite Rising Vacancies. So this is highlight that employers continue face recruitment difficulties despite having many available jobs opportunities. So this clearly shows that the main issue is skill mismatch rather than a shortage of jobs. So next, this is the slide compare what employers require with what many applicants currently lack. So employers today are looking for candidates with technical expertise, digital literacy, communication skills, and problem-solving abilities. But however, many applicants lack practical experience, like that I said just now, practical experience, industry-relevant skills, job readiness, and professional competencies. So as a result, many vacancies remain unfilled because employers cannot find the candidates who met this expectation. So this mismatch between employer requirement and workforce capabilities is one of the main reasons structural employment continues existing.
Unemployment is a macroeconomic issue that occurs when people who are willing and able to work but cannot find jobs. It is an important indicator of a country's economic performance because high unemployment means that labor resources are not being fully utilized.
My name is Sheila Ernatika, and next I will explain about the causes of structural unemployment. Based on the article and our research, there are four main factors that contribute to structural factors. Let's move on with the first factor, which is rapid technology changes. As the technology continues to develop, many industries are adopting automation, artificial intelligence, and digital systems to improve productivities. This creates new jobs that require advanced technical and digital skills. However, many workers are unable to keep up with these changes, making it difficult for them to qualify for available jobs. Move on to the second factor, which is the lack of industry relevant skills. Many job seekers do not have the practical or technical skills that employers are looking for. As highlighted in the NST article, employers are finding it difficult to hire job-ready talent because many applicants do not meet the current requirements of the labor market. The third factor is the mismatch between education and the labor market. Sometimes the knowledge and skills taught in schools or universities do not match what industries actually need. As a result, graduates may have academic qualification but still lack the practical skills or competency required by employers. And the last factor is the lack of work experience. Many employers prefer candidates who already have relevant working experiences. Fresh graduates or first-time job seekers often struggling to compete because they have limited practical exposure, making it harder for them to secure employment. After discussing the causes, let's look at the effect of unemployment of individuals, the economy, and society. The first effect is the loss of job skills. When people remain unemployed for a long time, they may gradually lose their professional knowledge and practical skills because they are not using them regularly. This reduces their human capital and makes it even more difficult for them to find a new job. In some cases, prolonged unemployment may also increase the risk of crime and other social issues. The second effect is the permanent loss of output of goods and services. When many people are unemployed, the economy cannot fully utilize its labor resources. This means fewer goods and services are produced, causing the economy to operate below its production possibility frontier. As a result, economic efficiency and national productivity will decrease. The third effect of structural unemployment is the loss in government revenue. High unemployment means fewer people are earning income and paying taxes. At the same time, the government needs to spend more on unemployment benefits and welfare programs. This increases government expenditure while reducing its revenue. And the last effect is social problems. Unemployment can lower people's morale and create financial and emotional stress for individuals and families. If unemployment continues for a long period, it may contribute to poverty, crime, drug abuse, and other social issues that affect the overall well-being of society.
Firstly is the fiscal policy. Fiscal policy refers to the government use of taxations and government spending to influence the economy. Its main objective are to stabilize the economy, promote sustainable economic growth, and reduce poverty. How does it work? The government can change the level of the taxes and spending during periods of unemployment, and government usually adopt expansionary fiscal policy, which includes firstly is increasing government spending on projects such as roads, schools, and hospitals, and also government reduce taxes and providing tax rebates and transfer payment. When taxes are lowered, people have more disposable income to spend. At the same time, higher government spending will create more jobs and increase demand of goods and also services. As a result, businesses expand productions and hire more workers, which help to reduce unemployment. Next is monetary policy. Monetary policy is controlled by the central bank. It manages the money supply and interest rates to achieve economic growth, low employment, stable inflation, and financial stability. Monetary policy helps reduce unemployment in two ways. First, lower interest rates reduce borrowing costs for businesses. Businesses are more willing to invest, expand productions, and employ more workers. And meanwhile, lower interest rates will encourage consumers to borrow and spend more. Higher consumer spending increases demand for products and services, which leading to businesses to produce more and hire additional employees. Lastly is education skills development. Education plays an important role in reducing unemployment because it improves worker knowledge, skills, and employability. People with higher skills usually have greater chance of finding jobs. On the other hand, low-skilled workers face higher risk of unemployment, especially due to automations and technological changes. Some strategic actions include investing in TVET and vocational education to equip people with industry-relevant skills. And also, improving government employment programs will help graduates transition into the workforce. It will encouraging lifelong learning so workers can continuously upskills and reskills. These efforts will create more adaptable workforce, improve productivity, enhance competitiveness, and reduce both unemployment and underemployment.
In conclusion, structural employment in Malaysia is mainly caused by a mismatch between workforce capabilities and labor market demands. As the industry continues to adopt new technologies, employers increasingly require specialist skills that many job seekers currently do not possess. This situation has several macroeconomic impacts, including lower labor productivity, reduced national output or GDP, lower household income, and reduced consumer spending. So, if this matter unaddressed, this effect can slow Malaysia's long-term economic growth. So, therefore, structural unemployment cannot be solved simply by creating more job opportunities, but Malaysia must also ensure that workers possess the technical competencies, practical experience, and industry-relevant skills required by today's labor market. Through the continuous education, upskilling, and stronger collaboration between the government, educational institutions, and employers, Malaysia can build a more competitive workforce and achieve sustainable economic development. So that's all for our presentation about structural unemployment in Malaysia. Thank you for your attention.